The next Warrior Cats book, Elder's Quest, is coming out sooner than usual, January, when the schedule for the past few years has been April, and a sooner release date means a sooner preview. So even though Star just came out, we can already start reading the prologue and first 3 chapters of the next book. So for this video, I want to use all this new information to help further develop my expectations and theories for this new Warrior Cats arc. Let's start with Moonpaw, because I know for a fact all of you watching this video are most interested in her. Over 50,000 people watched the video just because I said she had different color eyes. Oh, speaking of, do we have a slight case of Devwing going on? In her character profile on the official website, I assume they were showing us green and yellow eyes, but in the book, it's been confirmed that the yellow eye is actually amber. Personally, I consider amber to be a lot more orange than what is depicted here, but apparently, there is a color with hex code FFBF00 that is officially named Amber that is actually really close to what they used for Moonpaw on the website. So the conclusion is that her eyes are in fact officially green and amber. Neither source is wrong, just that interpretations of the color amber will vary. Moonpaw's chapter in this preview is chapter 3, and her introduction mostly follows what was already revealed about her, with her moon name being because of her half-moon face, Bayshine and Thriftier being her parents, Cats being unsure if she should be a medicine cat, and most importantly, the fact that there's a voice in her head. And in this preview, we actually learn a lot about this voice. Warrior Cats has been no stranger to having evil ghosts speak to cats, from Mapleshade to Ashfur, but this voice is very different because it is a kit. How do we know this? Well, at the end of the chapter, Moonpaw sees a reflection in the water, and the figure of the spirit appears. It is a small, pale orange tabby cat. Take this in combination with the fact that the voice is very childish in nature, and yeah, it's a kit. Which kit might this be though? If we read carefully, it's fairly obvious from this one quote. Moonpaw specifically points out that her orange tabby fur and green eyes are the exact same color and pattern as Moonpaw's left side, so such a strong genetic resemblance seems to imply that this kit is in fact Moonpaw's sibling. Oh, but the book specifically says she was the only kit in her litter. What about that? Well, I smell something fishy, and it's not RiverClan. This claim is what Moonpaw thinks is true, but Moonpaw might not know the truth. On Moonpaw's character profile on the Warrior Cats website, there are a lot of details ominously scratched off that are spoilers for the book. Her featured quote, her rank, siblings, and mentor. Featured quote would obviously be a spoiler, and whether or not Moonpaw is going down the path of medicine or warrior is a plot point for this book, so it makes sense for rank and mentor to be crossed out, as those would spoil that. But her parents are not scratched off because they are just already there the moment she is introduced. Knowing them is not a spoiler, and if she was an only kit, that should be in the same category. We know she has no siblings from the moment she is introduced. Where's the spoiler in revealing that early? All the other NA categories were filled in. I don't see the big deal. Unless there's something that would be a big reveal. The various categories being covered up with claw marks seems so sinister, like they're foreshadowing something dark for Moonpaw. Whether or not she sticks as a warrior apprentice with Sunbeam as a mentor doesn't convey the image of being clawed open. But you know what would? A dead sibling. Orange Ghost Kitten is Moonpaw's tragically dead sibling. And I've seen a lot of Warrior Cats fans have similar theories, ever since she was revealed to be a Chimera Cat. But now we finally have all the evidence. Moving on, we have the other theory about this arc, relating to Tawny Pelt and Leafstar's roles, which isn't so much of a theory as it is something that's being clearly implied to happen by the book. That is, that it will be New Prophecy 2. The lake's getting scooped up, and replaced with a marketable theme park. Okay, maybe not that part, but it seems they are going to have Two Legs force the cats to find new territory yet again. Telstar specifically mentions they should tell some cat who made the great journey so they will understand how urgent this is. Perhaps a cat like a POV named Tawny Pelt? And then Two Legs are already operating close to SkyClan territory. It doesn't get more obvious than this. It's another great journey. I don't think the writing team is trying to hide this plot point, I think they want to make it so blatantly obvious that we really feel the frustration that Tawny Pelt and Leaf Star are going to have trying to convince the other cats what they have to do. As for where they will be going, there are a number of locations visited throughout the series. The park cats, the old territories, the mountains, the wildcats. But the location I'm landing on is the SkyClan Gorge. Maybe not cramming all the clans into the gorge, more so like the same general area, because Leaf Star is a POV, and she has a vision about her old life in the gorge. I feel like Warrior Cats wouldn't include something like this unless it was going to be relevant. Tawny Pelt has significance in being an original New Prophecy cat, and I think Leaf Star should have significance too. If the destination is SkyClan related, there you go. Other theories, I'm going to repeat what I said in this video back from July, because I still believe it, that Hawkstar will replace Leaf Star as leader in this arc. I mean, with an arc title like Changing Skies, you gotta imagine that SkyClan is changing. Also, the Elder's quest is definitely going to be the fact that older cats and their wisdom will be taking charge for this quest, featuring Tawny Pelt, Leaf Star, and Crowfeather, according to the front cover of the book. So close to Tawny Pelt. So, that's the extent of my preview theories. I'll have more to discuss once the book releases. Alright, bye everyone.